How you doing, kiddos? Hope you all are having fun and enjoying your time and doing well in school. And I'm just here and I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about archaeology. My name is Mahogany Magnetic, and I am an archaeologist. To be specific, a historical archaeologist. And I love to study the past. And in studying the past, it means like I like to go outside on adventures with my trowel and with my compass and with some other tools and dig in the dirt to dig up past histories of cultures of in different places and different people over time. So I have with me all today just a short presentation. I wish I could be there with you all in person, but I can't, unfortunately for me. So hopefully this will work and it will reach you all with kindness and love and encourage you all to explore and learn about archaeology. So, why is archaeology important? And what? Why is archaeology important? Archaeologists are important because we find and preserve items from the past. We're able to learn about people who lived many, many years ago. This is a photo of me down in the bottom of an archaeological pit digging up a prehistoric house. A house like from a long time ago before anything was written. This is why it's called prehistoric. I should say that archaeology is different than paleontology. Paleontology is the study of dinosaurs, while archaeologists study like old things and things like lived long, long time ago. But we are interested in people and places and civilizations and communities and cultures that lived a long time ago and then not so long ago as well too. But it's much different than dinosaurs. A lot of times people confuse archaeology and paleontology because you're both digging up the past, but one is digging up dinosaurs, the other is digging up human cultures of the past. I hope that makes sense to you all. If not, ask Miss Tavy or some of your other teachers there to explain the difference to you all. What does an archaeologist do? Well, see, archaeologists like spend a lot of times in the libraries, in museums, researching the past. And then when we find the things that we research in the past, we go out into the field. And that is like where we go out into the forest, sometimes in the desert or in the mountains to do archaeology. And our days are never the same. Each day is different. But most days, all days, we generally work in teams. So I hope you all are team players and like working and playing well with others because as an archaeologist, that's what you will do. Some days, like today, I am like doing a talk to you. I'm teaching you all about archaeology. And some days, it's been digging, as you see here, me in the picture from a couple years ago, digging in the dirt, excavating a Chena town site, which was a ghost town in Fairbanks, Alaska. And then the items that we find in the archaeological dig, the things that you find in the dirt are called artifacts. Artifacts can be anything. They can be a penny, they can be a doll, they can be a tool, anything that you can imagine that's been like left behind that you find in the dirt, underneath the ground, underneath the surface is an artifact. And then when we find these artifacts, we spend a lot of time working in the lab, sorting artifacts and cataloging artifacts and recording our findings so we can talk about them more when it's time to teach classes. This is another photo of me doing archaeology on the Alaska Highway Archaeology Project, which is in like Delta Junction, if you know where that at, between Delta Junction and Tok, Alaska, off the Robertson River Bridge. And it is the campsite to these soldiers who fought in World War II. They came to Alaska and they built the Alaska Highway. And so, as an archaeologist, my job is to go in and to do archaeology on the campsite, the place that they lived that winter. So you see a picture of them like keeping warm in the winter time. You see pictures of them like eating food, and then like you see me like getting ready to dig up this very place where they once lived for a short period of time. And so, this is another picture I want to share with you all because I heard y'all are interested in the Buffalo Soldiers. And the Buffalo Soldiers were also a group of soldiers, but they wasn't World War II. They was actually before World War One, and before World War One, there was another war at the turn of the century. However, well, I should say the turn of the 20th century, from the 19th to 20th century. But we're in the 21st century now, so what gives? But nevertheless, the Buffalo Soldiers came to Alaska in 1899, and then they like left in like 1902, 1903. But here's a photo of the Buffalo Soldiers in Skagway. And I'm hoping that next summer I get to go down to two archaeological digs. I get to go visit this picture of the soldier, go back here to where the soldiers who built the Alaska Canada Highway was, and then I'll get to go and do archaeology where the Buffalo Soldiers once lived in Skagway, Alaska. So very exciting things. So, question about becoming an archaeologist. That's if you have questions, and I hope you have questions, and I'll be able to answer those for you. But to become an archaeologist, you only need just a few things. One, you need to get good grades in school. Just do your best at all times. Do good in school, and then you will graduate high school, and then maybe you might be interested in going to college. And if you go to college, you'll learn a lot more about archaeology there, and you become a better scientist. And should I say, archaeology is science. So if you are all are interested in being a scientist, archaeology is science. And so you go to learn about science in school now, you learn about science in college, and then you go on to becoming an archaeologist. And one way, there's many ways you can become an archaeologist, but it's easy just to volunteer your time at an archaeological site, and then you'll get to like learn how to do archaeology. Like this is a picture of my wife Juanita. And so she came out to visit our archaeological site, and then she did some screening. So what that is like when you get your bucket of artifacts, and they all in this bucket filled with dirt. You take that dirt and you put it in this screen, and you shake. You shake the screen until all the dirt is gone and there's nothing else but artifacts on top. And then you take those artifacts and you put them in the bag so you can study them later. But, that's what she's doing. So, as I said, you have to enjoy working on a team, and you got to be interested in history. It helps. And like any type of history, any history that you can think of, if it's history of video games, you can do it in archaeology. If it's history of the pyramids in Egypt, or the pyramids in South America, you can do archaeology on those different places around the world. There are even archaeologists who study archaeology under the water, and they just like go down deep in the water, look for archaeological sites underwater, which I'm kind of interested in a lot too. But yes, you have to be inquisitive, and you have to ask a lot of questions because so many puzzles in the past. And how do we learn about the past? Well, we have to ask questions and more questions. Never stop asking questions. It helps that you enjoy reading and writing. And most of all, you can't be afraid to be dirty. If you like going outside now and playing and getting dirty, well, being an archaeologist just might be the thing for you. So I love playing in the dirt and have lots of fun. Another thing is that you have to be patient and tenacious. You know, being patient means like you just kind of like wait. You're not like anxious. You're ready to do it. You just like be patient and wait for things to come, wait for things to happen organically on their own time and their own space. That's what being patient is. Being patient is not like, well, you got your trowel and you're digging in the dirt really, really fast, and you dig so fast, like you dig too far, or then you just dig up the wrong thing. So you got to take your time and go slow when you're doing archaeology. And you have to be tenacious. And tenacious means you just never give up. No matter how slow you go, no matter how challenging things can be, you just have to be tenacious. And you'll get that. And you can apply this to other things in life, though. Just tenacity wins out. Trust me. Trust me on that one. Well, and that concludes my little talk with you all. I hope you all really, really dig this, right? Because archaeology is lots of fun. It's really cool. It's a good science that can take you all over the world, and you can learn about different cultures and different people. And you can get really, really smart and have lots of fun meeting other people as well too, and other archaeologists and people who work in a museum. Because sometimes you take your archaeology artifacts. Remember, artifacts that you find in the ground, and those can go into the museum, and then people can share and learn everything is to know about the past and then some. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in. And, and I hope that I get to see you all soon and talk to you about archaeology in person and maybe bring some of my artifacts and some of my archaeology tools with me. And then maybe someday in the future, when you're like all grown up, you come and we can go on some archaeological adventures together. So, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.